But, the Democratic Party does have a history of their chairpersons going out and supporting their candidates. I remember Jennifer Moore very, very clearly doing so when she was the KDP chairwoman. And I don't know if they're just making use of scapegoat or what, but the point, I guess, is that Hughes is out, and they're basically alluding that, they're putting the 2015 losses on his shoulders. I don't necessarily think that's fair, as I mentioned. I think that, listen, it's been a matter of time anyway. I've said this for a few years. And just so the Republicans could have taken the House in 2010, 2012, or 2014. They chose not to. They chose who to back and who not to back. And in fact, there's some questions about that for the race in 2015. The two that did not win were not heavily backed and not properly backed by the GOP, which did prompt some changes in the Republican Party. So, like I said, I think it's just a matter of time anyway. I don't think anything has to do with Patrick Hughes. I don't think you can stop a political trend. I think the state is going red. The state's been going red for some time. There's been a lot of people talk about how Bill and Hillary Clinton are still popular in the state. Bill Clinton did win the state twice. That is true. But I don't think that that's the case anymore. I even wonder if Bill Clinton can win the state at this point, much less, I don't think Hillary actually can win Kentucky. We'll see who the Republicans nominate because, I never want to make a bet on that sort of thing until I find out how the Republicans are going to try to sabotage themselves. But I think it's very, very plausible, almost to the point of being very likely, that Hillary, if she's the nominee, will not win Kentucky. And that's just, it's the shifting of the effort in the state. Like it or not, those old FDR Democrats are dying off. They're like the decaying diehard Democrats because of FDR. They're dying off. And the ones that haven't died off feel like the Democratic Party has shifted away from their values. Our Kentucky Democrats outside of the urban areas are very conservative Democrats. They're the blue dogs. They're almost the Dixiecrats. And certainly the national Democratic Party, and more and more so the state Democratic Party, is becoming more liberal, and it alienates the rural Democratic voter. And so, I don't know what I should say about it. I think Patrick Hughes has been being made a scapegoat, not to say his hands are clean. I know my friend Jeff Young would tell you that Patrick Hughes helped violate KDP bylaws and was a conspirator therein to violate those bylaws to basically break the Democratic primary. Unfortunately, his claims have basically fallen on deaf ears. Jeff has a very legitimate claim. The KDP bylaws specifically state that the party will not spend money in support of a particular campaign in a primary, a contested primary. And KDP did exactly that. And basically put all of their resources behind the chosen ones. And unnecessarily so. The dumbest part of all is they could have just not done that, and it would have been okay. I think with switching faces with Patrick Hughes, I speak to all the candidates and I say, hey, listen, here's the deal. We want to focus on why we want to beat the Republicans and what we're going to do. Let's not beat up ourselves. Let's focus on our plan. And in that scenario, right, the challengers don't damage the losers don't damage the winners of the primary. And the people get a vote, they get a say, and the challengers, the ones that lose anyway, feel like they got their votes heard. and legitimately so were given a fair shake. And even though they lost, that's okay. Instead, you have the opposite, where people like Jeff Young were specifically abused by the system because the rules were not followed. And that's not good. There's something to be said about the rules need to stay the same throughout the entire game. That you shouldn't be changing the rules in the middle of the game. And that's just a simple thing of being fair. But anyway, on his way out the door, Hughes says he's going to focus on his law practice, and he is looking to facilitate the transition to a chair, and he says he appreciates the great honor of having served in your chair, but for the Democrats retaining control of the House, which that's not going to happen, and the anticipated success of the House Unity Ride, and Attorney General Andy Beshear, Congressman Yarwood, and all of our elected Democrats who work every day to the benefit of the people of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Anyway, that's, he was there for 11 months. He assumed the role in February. So that's very, very interesting, to say the least, that he did not survive a full year. All right, kind of running things down for the night. Every year, the Interact for Health, which used to be the Foundation for a Healthy Greater Cincinnati or something, they had some other name, has been putting up polls. And likewise, Kaiser Family Foundation put out polls. All these groups put out polls. And they always have glamorous headlines. Things are, oh my gosh, really? Again, this year is the 70% of Northern Kentuckians support a smoking ban. Well, we haven't seen the detailed results yet. But what we do have for 2013 are the detailed results from that poll. And the poll says that 68% of people support a comprehensive smoking ban. But as you dig down into the poll, first of all, you find out that the poll is like 20-something questions long. The first 15 of which are like, hey, have you ever been affected by smoking? Have you ever suffered a smoking-related illness? Have you had a family member die from smoking? It's sitting in there again. And the people who are just not going to put up with that kind of garbage are going to hang up on the poll, and it's not complete, and thus their answers are not factored in. So, then we've got an interesting thing underneath of it, that while 68% in the November 2014 survey said that they supported a smoking ban and claimed it to be comprehensive. This is the point. People claim they want a comprehensive smoking ban, but they're not using comprehensive in the same way that the survey and the poll takers are taking it. And in that scenario, over 50% in the 2014 survey did not support a ban in bars. Over half of the people who took the survey do not support a ban in bars. And I really wonder if you ask people who actually go to bars if they support a ban, what they would say. Not just people in general, but actual, bar patrons. Because the point is that a smoking ban, and there's a friend of mine has done a very comprehensive study that includes, I forget how many counties, it's a ridiculous number of counties. And basically what it comes down to is that the southern states can get away with a full smoking ban because the weather is not awful there. Whereas the northern states, when you have a smoking ban, that's where the most damage is felt for bars and taverns and places that serve alcohol. And so it is, in Kentucky, we're kind of in the middle of that, right? So when they claim that there's no impact, there is an impact. States that our type of weather and our weather patterns, our general average temperatures, do get harmed by a smoking ban. Now, the data out there says, oh, well, it's only 2%, 3%, 4% harm, right? It's not a huge amount. But it's 4%. What 4% is the margin. 4%, if you have dealt with any industry at any length of time, the only way the hospitality, anybody in the hospitality industry survives is the turnover, right? The customer turnover. They need to have people come in, consume, and leave so the next group can come in and consume and leave and so on and so forth. And that's the problem here, is that these surveys are misleading in that they say, even though the show damage, say, well, it's only 4%. But 4% is a big deal to these places. 4%, it can literally be the difference between staying in business or going under. And so what ends up happening, which is what we saw in Ohio, where Ohio families look like, is that the Ohio bars started knocking on each other. And half the time it was fake, because it's an anonymous call-in line. But they started knocking on each other and trying to get each other in trouble so that their bar survives and the other bar fails. And it turns into this weird disaster area of bars literally engaging in cutthroat behaviors in order to survive. Because make no mistake, most of these bars, the mom and pop bars, literally these people have every nickel they own or they have invested in these places. Their retirement plan is selling that bar. And so if that bar goes under, what you're basically doing is doing their retirement. And so it is a big deal to these sole proprietors and smaller LLCs that they survive. That's something that doesn't get talked about very often at all, are these small business people that get squashed under these smoking bans. Listen, the reality is, almost every restaurant, at least in Northern Kentucky, and I assume most of the places, when you're not smoking, you're actually harming your business. There's tons of good data out there, and I mean, we've seen that here in Northern Kentucky. That plenty of businesses went non-smoking that were voluntarily, that were restaurants, and they either suffered no loss or gained new customers. Because even when I smoked, and I didn't like smoke in my face while I was eating. I don't know. I just never liked that. I always enjoyed smoking, but I didn't enjoy smoking my face while I eat food. But at a bar, as a friend of mine once said, the drink phone is connected to the smoke phone. And it is, there's really good science on why that is. It doesn't even matter at this point. The point is that smoking bans hurt bars. That never gets talked about. They claim, when they do talk about it, they're like, it barely does anything at all. But that barely anything at all is the bottom line. That's the margin. And so it matters a whole lot. And finally, these polls are all misleading. They ask 100,000 damn questions and lead people down a narrative that self-calls, it calls the herd of respondents. And only the people that really care about the issue hardcore, and those that, don't get upset or offended at the, have you been harmed by smoking? Has anyone died from smoking? Those people, listen, as a smoker, you know when the surveys are rigged against you, and you just hang up. So the point is that the devil's in the details. Don't believe all the polling. You got to look at the extended results. You got to look at the raw data to figure out what's really going on. And that's for all polls. Again, going back to our sample size of the presidential polls, I don't believe those presidential polls either. And you can say, well, there's multiple polls. Yes, there is. But within the polling industry, there's a thing called herding, H-E-R-D-I-N-G, herding, like herding cattle. That is about intentionally changing the results or manipulating your sample to to get the same results as everybody else, because you don't want to be the outlier. Personally, I think that's a stupid way to do a poll. Me personally, if I do a poll and the results are different than everybody else, I start looking at why, certainly, but I don't change my results, and I don't try to rig my results. They're the results. And as long as you've got a good sample, a good representative sample of the population, go with it, because that's what's really there. 1,000 people across America is a bogus survey. 1,000 people across Kentucky is a bogus survey. You think 1,000 people across the United States reported crap? It's not what the paper it's written on. Anyway, folks, we're out of time. I want to thank you for tuning into another edition of Liberty Unbridled here on the Miami Matters Radio Network. Listen to the Ocean Network. We're here Monday through Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And until next time, folks, have a good week. There's a ton of bills in the legislature. I've been through half of them. We're going to have a big, long show. Hopefully, I'll be better next week. Have a big, long show about all the bills and what's good and what's not and what we need to fight. But until next time, folks, thanks for tuning in. Have a good week. And this is another edition of Liberty Unbridled here on the Miami Matters Radio Network. And eventually, the album music will actually play. Thank you.
New information request. No viewers. Well, all right, looks like somebody's tuned in here. We've got the Q&A over here in the sidebar. You don't want to link up, the audio, visual, what have you. Just double checking the conference queue here, making sure there's nobody hanging out. Yeah, nobody in the caller queue. And down to 0 views. Zero viewers. I'm calling it.